On Money Matters tonight, we look at the efforts to revive the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry that are beginning to gather momentum. That's on Perspective. On Opportunity Strikes, we meet John Waibochi, the winner of 80 million in the Nokia Growth Economy Venture Challenge.
As the government seeks to increase the volume of trade between Kenya and her bilateral partners, it is also keen to have the business community get proper representation in the process. One such body to drive this agenda is the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Established in 1965 as the umbrella body of the private sector, its formation was the result of the amalgamation of the then existing Asian, African and European chambers of commerce. The chamber has a countrywide outreach of over 100 branches with more than 10,000 members. Its effectiveness in discharging its duty has in the recent years, however, been hampered by leadership wrangles. This has left the government exposed during trade delegation visits abroad, as business leaders are known to prefer engaging with their counterparts to foster trade relations over government representatives. And following the success of the Kenya Private Sector Alliance in advocacy for private sector members since its formation 7 years ago, it is little wonder that the group is now at the center of efforts to revive the chamber.
We have a target that by the end of 2010 or latest January 2011, we will have completed the process and handed the chamber back to the chamber's members.
A 15-member rejuvenation steering committee has been established under the guidance of KNCCCI to oversee the recovery. The committee includes members of KNCCCI, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and the American Chamber of Commerce. The government is now keen to see the chamber reestablish its presence within the trade circles.
For this chamber and for you to succeed in your revitalization efforts, you have to think more in terms, according to me, in terms of the end product and less in terms of leadership of the organization. If you look at the qualitative aspect, what you want out of the chamber, then you can feed leadership at some stage.
To forestall the collapse of the recovery effort, the need to create an all-inclusive process has become widely apparent.
The challenge we have is to bring everybody who is involved onto the same table so that we have a fully inclusive process that is going to ensure that nobody feels as though they've been left out.
The Rejuvenation Committee is now engaged in laying out a strategy that will see the Chamber of Commerce, once back on its feet, able to effectively carry out its mandate in the new constitutional dispensation.
That timeline is one that requires us to visit 7 or 8 regions in the process, and that is going to be tight.
Among the tasks the Rejuvenation Committee is undertaking include the thorough scrutiny of the Chamber of Commerce Memorandum and Articles of Association to determine if there are any changes that need to be effected. Once back on track, it is hoped that the Chamber of Commerce will get its hands full developing mechanisms and strategies to take advantage of the East African Common Market as well as improving global trading environment. Many people dream and think big, but few have the courage to pursue their dreams. For John Waibochi, the CEO and founder of Virtual City, his dreams have come to fruition. Out of the 1,500 entries worldwide, John emerged the winner of the Nokia Growth Economy Venture Challenge, scooping the coveted $1 million.
It's amazing. I mean, found out about it just from a blog. So I was reading a blog one morning and there was an event that had happened the day before, a Nokia event where they had launched the competition. So I was reading this blog the next day and I said, wow, this sounds interesting. So I put it out to the team and said, guys, this is something, do you think we should go for it? And everybody came back with a resounding yes, let's go for it. So we put together a small project team. Everybody doing something different, and we started putting together the documents in order to bid for this competition. And then in July we put in that bid, and yeah, here we are.
John's entry demonstrated the use of technology in making life easy for small and medium enterprises. For the many people who entered the competition and did not win, Nokia explains what they were looking for.
I think one of the things is actually the simplicity of the application. It was not complicated and it was very easy to see how it was impacting the lives of those people. So if John, as John explained, you know, the Mkokoteni guys who have to supply from one kiosk to the other, those are the people whose lives were changed by this. So it really showed that as much as it was a good business proposal, it really changed the lives of those who are at the bottom of the pyramid. And John presented it as well in a very convincing way that it just showed how this was really going to do good. Nokia wanted to show that mobile applications can help and impact people's socio-economic lives, and that application proved it to us.
A former sales manager at Telkom, John wanted to start off his own company after seeing a major opportunity in the making. The company developed an application that enables distributors and retailers to sell using Nokia mobile phones for their sales, deliveries and taking orders, and has gone further to help them collect their cash.
Okay, the way it works is very simple. You're a distributor, so you have distribution premises. You also have outlets that you serve. So what we do, we give you two components. The first one will run on your distributor premises. This will have your inventory, your prices, and things like taxes and VAT and so on and so forth. The second component is on the mobile phone, which you give your salesmen. So what happens every morning, the mobile phone connects to the distributor, downloads all the products, all the prices, all the customers. Now with that on your phone, now you can visit all your outlets, you can place orders on the phone. So if he wants, let's say Coke, 10 crates, Fanta, 20 crates on the phone, then that is now sent to the distributor over the GSM network. Then the distributor now can process that for delivery. For collecting money, well, that's something we're uniquely proud of, because the problem with handling cash is there's a threat of fraud, there's a threat of insecurity. So we thought, how can we leverage technology to collect money? So the way we do it is we have a payment gateway. So at the point at which you normally collect money, we use a payment gateway for you now to, using all the various payment mechanisms like M-Pesa and Zap, you can now use that to pay for the transaction. Then the money is not, you don't handle any physical cash. The money is remitted directly to the distributor.
Putting together a business is no easy task, and as with any other business, hurdles are the norm, and John has not been an exception to the rule.
How do we finance this, right? So basically, if you walk to a bank here, they'll ask you for a plot of land as security. We're an IT services company. We don't own any land. So we've actually had to find our own ways of how we're going to grow this business.
John has 44 people working for him, and with the 80 million shillings that Nokia has invested into his company, he has even bigger plans for the company.
Sub-Saharan Africa. We're going to be a brand in Sub-Saharan Africa, and no doubt about it.
For anyone who is too scared to follow their dreams and passion, a word of advice from John.
I would say refine that dream. Narrow it down to exactly what it is that you want to do, how is it going to work, and even put it down on paper so it's very clear to yourself. And then share that with a couple of other people and get some feedback before you go into it. But then once you go into it,